Democracy. Our way of life. Oh, hello. But freedom doesn't come free.
Let's run this shit back. I'm fucking back with a new video. So for this build today, we'll be using the JR Dominator, the Loyalist Pistol, the High Explosive, Grenade, the Roadblock, the Battle Master, and the Eternal Light of Liberty Cape. We'll also be using Supply Pack, the Exosuit, 5 kg Bomb, Napalm Airstrike, and that. Now let's get into more of the complications. So one major complication of this build is probably the lack of, well, team use items. For example, the mech is single use, the 500 kg bomb is probably going to get your teammates killed more than kill the enemy. But, aside from this build is actually incredibly fun, and if you've, I would be surprised if you've seen my other videos, fucking, even though I don't watch them. This is actually a remake of my older video, which, I mean, I would appreciate it if you guys check that out, but obviously I'm already sucking up enough of your time as it is, so, yeah. The one thing that is pretty time-consuming of this build is obviously the main primary, being the Dominator. That gun is painful to use, but once you've learned how to aim for, like, headshots, weak points, it can do extremely well in combat, and as you can see in the footage back here, it can take out automatons, which is arguably the most dangerous faction. Yeah, feel free to fight me in the comments, I couldn't care less. The high explosives are only there just because, well, it's high explosive, you're not going to use frags against enemies. The armor itself, the roadblock, is incredibly good when it comes to crouching down, holding a fortification, really administering freedom and democracy along with the Emperor's Light. When it comes to the exosuit, I know some people will go ask them why this was added. In the build, it kind of suits as a 40k dreadnought, and if you don't know what a dreadnought is, it's effectively a space marines put inside, and they use it like a second body, effectively. So the dreadnought, or exosuit, which the Patriot suits at best, is designed to kind of mirror that from 40k, and yeah, the Loyalist pistol, well, that's kind of understandable. It's based off of the plasma pistol, again seen in Space Marine 40k, blah blah blah. The Battle Master helmet's actually based off of a Imperial helmet from the, what's the chapter called again? The Imperial Fists, yeah, those ones. Helmet's based off of that. Kind of, it's very similar, and since obviously in Helldivers 2 we don't have anything really close to the helmet they have in 40k, which, I mean, sad, but as you can see in this footage in the background, you might be noticing I'm using a sword. Now, this would be a lot better with the machete, and I didn't have the machete, and this was kind of an on-the-fly thing. So, yeah, which, I mean, the machete is in the store, I think it's going for 250 credits, I would have to double check that. The supply backpack is a necessity. This is like the only team item on the entire list. This supports your additional ammo reserves. As you can see, I'm burning through my Dominator mags heavily here, but the armor otherwise supports me heavily when I'm in those engagements as well. The supply backpack, you're definitely gonna want to conserve as much ammo and stims. Stims, I've found I run out these a lot heavily, but otherwise this build is pretty damn nice. Again, the 500 kg bomb, just an all-rounder good stratagem to use in these type of dark, city-like environments. Very precise, very accurate, does a lot of damage. The only disappointing part of the entire thing is probably, besides from the fact of it's probably gonna get you and your teammates either A, ragdolled, or B, killed, because let's be real, you have more team kills with that thing than you do actual kills, unless you get real lucky, you know, unless, you know, I could be misconstruing and, like, not assuming that you guys are, like, amazing at throwing these things like an American baseball, but Yeah. This build's also really good against the Illumina. I would not recommend it if you're fighting like a floating overseer or like just a regular overseer. When it comes to the flesh mobs, however, this build surprisingly excels. I'm guessing due to the high damage rate. Yeah, as you can see in this background footage now, I'm using the Loyalist pistol, which, I mean, it's not half bad, provided you're not like missing half your shots or spamming the ever-living hell out of it. But yeah, this build isn't just in general good. It's like it's kind of an improvement from the original Space Marine build I made. I saw a lot in the comments of that video saying, "Oh, you should have used the Dominator. You should have used the Loyalist." So well, now to appease those people who I have no connection to, yeah, ta-da! This is the build you guys wanted. It took like 20 minutes. But yeah, continuing on. So this build is just in general good use for a solo person. If you were using 4 people at once, this build would be nigh unstoppable. You would have 4 fucking Patriot suits walking around, multiple heavy caliber weapons. Yeah, if it would work extremely well in a team environment, which also gives it that team bonus as well. You all have supply backpacks, you all can resupply each other. Yeah, the Napalm airstrike as well, that's just good for clearing out small hordes of enemies, so like, if you're on a Tyrannid, or Terminid, I get those two mixed up all the time. If you're on one of their worlds, it's extremely good, because it just clears out all the lighter enemies so easily. Same with the Illuminate, but the Automatons, that's where that 500 kg bomb really goes in. You're gonna need high caliber weaponry if you're gonna try and attack on that front line. However, I only tested this as a solo, seeing as well, yeah, as you can see, I don't know what to say for that. This build can hold its own. It's very good. You can get a lot of cinematic shots with this build, I'll say that much, so posability, amazing. Otherwise, this build is actually incredible, and, yeah, I've sucked up enough of your time. Long live democracy and freedom, long live the Imperium of Man, and bless the Emperor. You guys have a wonderful day, and I hope you enjoy this. Peace!